that looks like kind of. Maybe this is good. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, hold on, let's see. Everything. Hopefully that's good. So I got to try the noise isolator, which is just a bunch of eggs. It's still not sure.
Practice has come to an end and it's ready to go for race in about a few couple minutes. Once everyone has completed their practice session, completed this lap, there are about 3 cars left on track. It's the PXN Racing, Project 81 and Simline Rivals Racing Team car, which still need to end this lap, probably also preferably going to the pit lane, so it will be over. For then it being, I believe, a rolling start for our LMP2 cars, which obviously rolling start being very difficult to get it than getting it perfectly. A standing start is once the lights turn on you can stop, but a rolling start is once the leader decides to go off, that's when you can follow up with a massive start. But today, 1 hour for this feature race, it's a sprint, it's not a full race, so it can be a full push, as there we go. Qualifying and practice is over. The few practice laps to just let the drivers get back after the break, but now it is time. It is now the time to see which LMP2 car has managed to set up the car perfectly for the race, but also who got the right mentality for today's race. 14 cars out on track. If it all goes well, I believe one more car can join still. And then it will be all on and gone for our drivers. Safety cars are there. We have a safety car driver if needed. Hopefully it will not be needed, but of course, commentator's curse is a thing. And after I've said that, we could see maybe something happening. Right now, camera is focused on the Kirito Racing car, owner of the league, being the owner of this team. So hopefully he will see his team do some good results. Hopefully also there won't be any bias there, of course, for sure. As Lasky Kirito said on the car, that is him. He is the one and only, also one and only owner of the CRL season 3. So first round of the season. So everyone doesn't know each other's pace yet unless they've seen them on other races. So it's a all new fresh experience here in season 3. 30 seconds till the lights will go off. It's going to be a rolling start. You can just see this NASCAR, the Le Mans style start where everyone goes, just starts on the right hand side, but then goes for one lap behind. 1 hour session, 140 minutes. it says here, I mean 2 hour session, I'm really funny. It's a 2 hour session. It will go until 10 p.m. tonight, German time, but it will go till 9 GMT. So that is something for every viewer to know. Now the safety car has gone and rolled the Fairlady Z performance pack it is. So that car, if it goes out of track, it won't take a little bit long, but here we see all the cars start to drive already in the position. But there's one car stopped. There's one car stopped. Who is that? There's a car stopped. They've gone off now, but they have to regain back their position. I believe it is, but yes, 2 hours after, 2 hours from now on, it will go till 10 tonight. So, what can we expect of this?
I believe, as we've seen, maybe PXN Racing, maybe the best out of them, most probably, but I believe the best quote, the best sentence to describe this session is "Let's get ready to rumble." I believe. So we go with 11, now 12 cars with the safety car first. So we'll see everything still out after the rolling starts. You get me.
As there is some cars going on the pit lane, they will have to start from the back of the grid. There's one more car still in there. Hopefully the driver will notice soon enough that there is a race that has to start. If not, he has to start a lap down. But all cars round. So one word for Monza. Andiamo a guidare! Which means let's go racing! Here, crossing the first back straight. With all the cars warming up the tires, it's really important to get those temps perfectly in that range. As once you drop the gas pedal and accelerate, that's when everything will go on those rear tires, but also the accelerator, also the aerodynamics of the car having to work magic as PXN Racing having the downside. And of course, once the second goes in now, everyone has to put up. PXN, their teammates will be able to get this year, maybe even look down into towards turn 1, of course, as said at the beginning of their qualifying. Turn 1 being turn 1, but now, when will the gas be dropped? Don't the gas brake been dropped? Any second now. I have put it. Wow, it's my mistake. There's still one more running start.
There is two.
There's still one more.
Formation laps.
My apologies. I think they're still waiting for one car. If that's the case, also cars. That was my apologies. That was my mistake. Jordan, GP, and Ron will be still having to catch up.
Well, your mistake, it's always to rock formation, but that's not the case here. So PXN, it's so late now. PXN Racing on the second position behind the safety car. Next year's PXN Racing, as we've seen, because that was my question for the qualification. Do they have the same liveries? They don't, because PXN Racing have more of a yellowish orange livery, and GLS PXN Racing have more of a reddish livery. Now you can see Strata Racing drivers warming up tires and doing the racing. Look, number 7 in the car, and the full team name is doing the racing. So we've seen some drivers, some insides actually. I believe the inside camera is one of the best ones because you can see how the drivers actually perform until play.
Right, you will see that perspective once it's in the peripheral vision, and that is going to be also important once cars go side by side. But there we go, now we are closing in onto the race start. The safety has gone off, gone into the distance while PXN Racing. Now, besides the racing Delta, he has gone for the inside, so he will start on the inside line while GLS PXN Racing, the red flag car on the left, the first 42, will start on the outside. But one thing they have to watch out for, the actual teammates of Straight for Racing and 1008 will be right behind them. They will have the best opportunity. As the same slipstream will go to them unless PXN Racing will have a shot to get ahead of PXN Racing to give them some slipstream. They've got safety car in the pit lane. So now it's going to be an all or never once PXN drops the hammer and goes. So let's wait. Now it's the time for the final lap. So something's going to happen of the orange PXN car, the red PXN car. As there we go, hammer has been dropped. There goes amazing stuff in this PXN race on the left hand side. No able, but there's issues of internet with Project 81. Hopefully not taking anyone out yet. Onto the right hand side, but up ahead, really wide between Strapper Racing just begun. Strapper up into P2 and 3 if PXN is enough space. They're still 3 wide. And it's just a guy with Jordan car. There's one PXN Strapper car that has gone past, but that looks to be a little bit of a corner cut, maybe having given it back position.
That was the start. Unfortunately, we didn't see anything going on in the first turn. As we can also see Green Racing going back and forth. The teammates are, what was that? What was that about? The Johnson line really pissed the drivers. You can see Simline Rival Racing going onto the P12 and Project Endurance, which we are now seeing going into. What happened with Struggle Racing again? Going into P7 from P4. Hopefully you can see it.
Struggle Racing, I believe, having to the P3 Struggle Racing guy having to give that into position, but the other one has gone off. Lesbo Tuba. Oh, look at that! Keeping the racing car knocked up on the right hand side. A lot of scratches, hopefully not too much damage. But behind Jordan GP, that car definitely has somehow huge damage on the rear. That was a big incident going into Variante Seconda. But now we are on board with Jordan GP, the one that we are trying to start off damage. That car very scratched up, but looks to be issues, and again hitting the Project 81 car and gone off again. And this time it was like, well, careful to rejoin. There's another car off. The Bronze GP car has been collected as well. And that is not good at all. But now up in front, battle for third. A fourth, I believe, I'm sorry, between Simline Racing and Cuda Racing. But that is not the line. Where is Simline Rivals Racing going? They have to cut the corner. They have to cut turn 1. That is them down into P6. And the 2 Cuda Racing cars go up a bridge.
As we talked about during the feature qualifying, this is a very hard circuit to even drive for like an hour. And these drivers will be driving it for 9 hours, so it will be very interesting to see. We'll need to remember there will be many more cars to come. So, well, I'm really interested to see how it goes, because now it's only 12 cars on the track. There's already been some issues, so that's no good for them. That's no good.
That's absolutely not one from a racing perspective at all. That's Kirita Racing issued. Going into Ascari on the outside is a second Kirita Racing car. Is it going to get the position? On the inside they are. Are they side by side? Yes they are. Kirita Racing 7 with the Kirita Racing 88. The 88 car getting past the position towards Parabolica on the red arrow at the bottom. Nicely done there. They are now up into P4 again, the 7 car, but there's a grab off into the back, the car number 7 Legion Racing as well. Not I believe that number being wrong. Legion Racing is off into the gravel out of Ascari. And that is a huge mistake. Simline Racing is well the same number as Kirita Racing. So hopefully we might not confuse the two of them. But now on to turns 1 and 2 of Monza here. And I have to say, turn 1 was way cleaner than I expected it from all my previous experience from racing.
Yeah.
Well,
Monza 2 on
probably
the
it
worst.
was, but now we see that many drivers, GLS taking up the pole position, the position, and PX seems to be having some issues. I don't know what it is, but they lost 2 positions there. So maybe they've done some mistake on the corner. We're driving now with them. On the switch back, and that is what happened. That is what happened. And PX Racing goes into the second, but it is not the greatest time to just lose off now because well, Stripper Racing is just behind them.
Stripper Racing wanted to have an opportunity this lap. They were up in P2 for a little bit, having smelled what P2 was like, but PXM Racing just did not give them the time to enjoy their position. They were edging themselves closer once again, once they were behind, and had a great move through Power Body on the inside. Great run out of Ascari to follow them, but this time it looks to be that PXM Racing has a little bit of a gap. 6 attempts now, still bigger than Slipstream, but Jordan and Julian, it's just half a second to put 81. There we are. Jordan 81 has got a wide through Curva Grande, which means that Jordan has got 2 attempts now, and they're very close now towards Marianne Scooter. But there's a car off. There was a car off, which I believe was One GP Endurance, having lost another 3 seconds to Jordan GP. But Jordan is still 3 seconds, 3 tenths there. While up ahead for P2, Stripper Racing has gone down to a second for 2PXN Racing. So, still really close battles, but Project N1 and Jordan GP Endurance are the teams trying to look at.
Can we just say that monster car that just PXN Racing beats us because 5 second gap is a lot. 5 second gap is just being another unit that is being put on the bonnet. We can see PXN Racing isn't able to catch up. We're losing time instead of gaining it. So that is not the best performance, but now we're with George and Julian from the A. So it's a Polish heat, so it's quite champagne. And we'll be, oh, what happened there? What happened to Struggle Racing? We're having some issues there. They're losing their positions. They're now in 6th, but it's not the greatest for them. They seem to be issues with Project 81. They have some issues with their internet, so maybe that was the point. Probably safety policy, and they will find that.
Is leading every driver down to 80 kilometers an hour. No overtaking and no, you're not allowed to go above that speed. What's going on here? Jordan GP when they are still fighting, they have to slow down. They cannot exceed the delta, which just is 80 kilometers an hour. But it looks to me that some cars need to catch back that delta. So, Lotus, what do you expect the cars now to be so close together with 4 shadow? Who do you think will get the best shot out of this?
Well, most probably, if we talk about predicting what Jordan I believe it's going to be Jordan in the entrance as well. We've seen predicting one situations with the internet. We can see that you still have thing. But I don't know. As we know, the racing is just another thing. You can expect almost everything with that. So we know it's similar to Rebel Racing as they're going in 5 second gap. That's kind of a lot as we racing. And sorry, so my Rebels needs to really touch that.
Alright, so one team that I just saw is the current 888 Kingdom Racing P6. They were up 84 for quite a bit, P5 for a bit, but haven't dropped down to P6. And also a team that I want to mention is this car, Stripper Racing 708, has dropped to the second tier car, they're number 7, up ahead, which is incredible to see that. The Kingdom Racing had won a bad reset with the reset, but the other one gained a position and was up onto the podium position.
Now with Jordan GP entrance, as we talked about, he's up onto P8, just above Project 81. So they will keep flying. So maybe we'll go back again with now with similar numbers. Security after Rico there is Trevor racing me. So close, so tight, you can say. But they need to be really gentle because the corner 8 is coming right on them. Wait and be patient. There's a moment they can get a little bit closer. Oh, it's Trevor racing having some issues in the last corner. They break a little bit too hard.
That looks to be a little bit of a loose rear end, which is not good. The rear tires can overheat from a mistake like that. And with a long race still up ahead, I believe it says just 43 minutes. We were not told if we did so, so this could be an issue, but we expect this to be about 3 to 4 hours. So between all the drivers, 4 hours up ahead, but they race like it's just a sprint, just a short one, just everything on the line. PXN Racing here, just leading a second to Kilo Racing. Kilo having a shot here. These laps that they've been winning after the full course, they're just gaining, edging ever so slightly closer to PXN Racing.
Well, we're going in with rivals number 77 on the car. Going 7 seconds gap. That's a lot. Oh, what happened there? They're cutting the corner. They didn't seem to be having any issues, and they just cut the corner, losing a position.
Well,
That's crazy. I bet they'll have a penalty for doing that. But that was really unexpected. Strefa Racing just trying to overtake streamlined rivals. Brown GP going into the 9th position and Strefa Racing onto the 6th.
That was Brown GP overtaking a mistake going into Variante Seconda, locking up, having to cut the corner, which I believe also happened to the Simline Rivals Racing team, locking up as well, having to give the position to the Strefa Racing car, where as well Kirito took, to a Kirito, Simline having to give the position back to Kirito Racing, where Strefa took that opportunity out of Lesbo 2 to get the good run out of it towards Ascari, which gave them P6 overall, but Simline Rivals might not be happy after that one right now. Being a second behind, they are being the following car back. So it is going to be quite a race here. So far, I believe the biggest issue right now for the guys being, I believe the 4 hours is an issue, it's a mistake. We are still keeping ourselves updated here, but as far as we were told, it was just either a 2 or 1 hour race, which to me looks to me both of those isn't right here. So currently slight issues, but on the inside was Strefa Racing, but Simline having to cut. No, Simline was on the inside having to cut the first corner, while Strefa Racing had to cut the second one, and that was a big mistake. Kilo Racing is just up behind now, and what is going to happen now to these drivers? Kilo Racing just behind in the slipstream. There we go towards the first back straight. It's a corner here. Curva de Serelio under the bridge now towards Variante Ascari. 8, 9, 10, and looks to me Strefa Racing a little bit of issues with the rear on the corner entries. Didn't lose too much time. Simline Rivals having to have eyes both ahead and behind, as Kilo Racing is very close, but we see those headlights just on the right hand side, just blinding you absolutely into the eyesight. But Simline Racing a little bit of a mistake, locks up going a bit deep, giving Kilo Racing a good entry and exit.
We're still with Simline Rivals, but we can see some of the cars crossing the finish line and GLXPXN Racing doing the 10th lap of the race feature. PXN Racing still needs to catch up, 6 seconds gap, it's not a great time. Strefa Racing also having a really big gap, so we can see only those three drivers, the Strefa Racing, Kyoto Racing and Simline rivals being close to each other and maybe having a battle, so we will be looking mostly at them.
That was not the line by Kyoto Racing, mounting the inside curve of Variante Segunda. jumping, leaving the ground for a good second there, losing about a good second to Grand GP and up ahead. To Simline Racing and up ahead to Square Racing. They were following each other very closely, but now Cuda Racing 888, the 888 car having to now look just behind to the Simline rivals racing team car, and this could be a good opportunity for Simline as they have all the advantage of the slipstream, while Cuda Racing behind ahead has no advantage and needs to think of a way to defend. And right now we are on board with our leader here. Absolute dominant, 6.3 seconds to their sister rival team, PXN Racing.
Team Line rivals having some issues, I believe. Their performance doesn't get that good as I did earlier. And Jordan GP having a DNF. And I don't know why it is, but they did decide to DNF. GLS PXN Racing having an absolute level master performance there, being almost 7 seconds above all the other cars. That is just amazing performance from them. Now saying 81 all our streets. Going on to the 7th. Not really sure.
So, Sunline rivals again overtaking Cuda Racing. Cuda Racing was off by the Segunda, turn 4 and 5. Not what you want the car to see on the minimap. There they are now going through race 1, turn 6. And Cuda lost about 5 seconds. PXN Racing here, a bit of a loner out on track. 6 seconds ahead, 5 seconds behind, and nearly 6 seconds frame as well. Perfectly balanced between the two in front and back. What a hit spot are just probably gonna be to keep it steady, but Square Racing cannot keep it steady, and it was nearly round out of Ascari, hitting the wall. Ice behind, Simline Racing goes up into P5, incredible! And this is just the first half an hour of the race, and it's already gone all bottoms up for some of our drivers here.
Now we can see
I have been told the race it is 4 hours. We might not be here for the entirety, so another commentator will take over in about an hour, in about half an hour-ish. He's to be alone, but we might be on for later. But now, what is on is half an hour into the race. Keep running down the board so far. PXN Racing 42 has been leading from the start up in first. PXN Racing had a few issues with Cuda Racing, but is still in a comfortable P2. Cuda Racing, who was battling for third and for second for a little bit at the beginning of the start, is 7 seconds start in P3. Straight from Racing, 708, incredible from them. They had a bit of an issue at the beginning, but brought it back up in P4. Simline rivals, also great from them. I believe they're qualified a bit down, but there's a car off. Cuda Racing just behind, going into the barrier out of Ascari. They have managed to bring it back, but there's a lot of damage to that car. There's another car off, straight from Racing into the gravel, into Parabolica, and that is not the line at all. Getting some gravel on the tires. Project 1GP8 following Cuda Racing, 6 seconds behind. Project 81, 9.5 seconds behind. GP Simline Rivals 88 car. 30 seconds behind, and Legion Racing, I believe, having some issues, are 1 lap down to Simline. But with those mistakes happening between Simline and Kirito, I see them together at the end of the next part of stint, as these two are basically on par with mistakes. They are quite literally tandem mistaking in this race.
we're gonna have the Jordan
drivers 14 seconds to finish racing. Looking at the mini-map now, so far there is no battles going on now. So notice, if we'd be in their shoes, what do you think is the thoughts behind the drivers in a race like this? 4 hours, 3 hours, 23 minutes to go, and many Simline rivals have to get lapped by GNSPX Racing. Nearly bonding it up, but up ahead there's also another lap car. We said it's featured racing. He's just ahead, but notice your thoughts. What do you think the guys are thinking in such a long race, being basically alone on track?
So I believe, for me, what I would do, I would just put up my place or some zeros. But I believe that you're not going to do that. So you really need to stay consistent, really need to stay patient and just not losing your focus. So that may be hard when you're learning the race, but you know, that's what they're training for. You can put a fast start, you can do many fun things to keep your mind around solving the track and still analyzing what is going on. But I believe in their minds maybe it was bored. So, you know, it's really boring just driving around seeing nothing, seeing no rights to fight against. So it may be really hard for you to stay in your place, stay inside the track, inside analyzing all.
Right, so, exactly that. Boring race, but oh dear me, there was contact with a lap car between Cuda Racing and a Simline rival. That was not clean lapping. The Simline is off, but let's go into the complete outside part of gravel. He's still facing the wrong way, hoping to manage to bring it back, but that's good shot. That is a charity you see there. As another full course yellow deployed. Getting after those timing drops, being down to 80 kilometers an hour. Most of you guys want to get the best out of it. Waiting now to 80 kilometers an hour. And my fault was on one GP mistake. Overtaken by 181, but you cannot overtake using yellow flags. One is officially to the back, one is close an eye for this one. It's going to be interesting, but my thoughts were this is now hot lapping for drivers here if there's no gap, but now that this has happened, 1GP and 81 are now next to each other on the track.
So during the full course yellow, the drivers need only 80 kilometers per hour. So that is pretty boring seeing cars that can go that fast. Just driving 80 kilometers per hour. Now, in 5 seconds of the full course yellow, the ending of the drivers will be back in race level. So we now see getting racing all probably going in possibly more than 80 kilometers an hour. Now watching 81 going up the track to car number 83. What has happened to him? Probably was distracted by just continuing the race and maybe this is breaking point. It seems like maybe it's his tires were I'm not sure. Yeah, now the strap on racing car number might be.
Alright, so after that, in the middle of level 1 and 2, the yellow focus has been dropped and a great start from James Racing, but one kind of bit on the side has been noticed by another. Going on the gravel. Many reasons could be expected, but that is just not optimal as Perfect 81 is fighting Bond VP after that mistake from them. So that slight mistake onto the gravel cost them about 1 second, but Bond GP is gone into the pit lane, so it's the first pit stop of them, and now will it be a long stop as one has to be taken, or will it just be a time switch or just a bit of free-feeling? I respectfully told Huxley that these LMP cars can drive about an hour on those tires and fuel. But checking the strategies here, what tires are the drivers on? My speculation is the soft tire, which is except for the Project 81 car who's one of the medium set of tires, and Legion Racing right now on track on the hard compound of tires. As Racing Riders own gearing, he was sideways through a sky, but as Captain leading several words of that.
Brown GP engine going out of endurance, sorry, going out of the and now 9 racing car 10 minutes slower. Wow, so that's kind of a lot. Takes some racing going a bit faster and trying to be closer to teammates, really to call them rivalries. The way you see it maybe different as still experiencing racing and racing racing. This team just driving two different cars, same as Trevor Racing. And do we have another team? Creator Racing and also Creator Racing. So those cars may be a little hard to see and hard to make a difference. Trevor Racing is who we are watching on number 98 going fast and trying to overtake Simline rivals. They need to be a little closer, they need to close that gap. Now we can see Jax Wheels and Racing the race leader going on 18th of the race. He's really giving up the muscle performance, as I told you, because that 10-second gap, almost 11, it's just nothing you can see.
Of course, the rivals of GLSX and NPXN Racing could be brothers on off track, but rivals on track. And here it's shown that GLSPX have actually just nailed it perfectly. Simline rivals gone into the pit lane there for a stop. Will it be a long stop as well? We might see once they stop, but here they are. But now, Project 81 might get the position as well. I believe who was before was the Simline rivals, the other Simline rivals. I think their strategy is telling them half an hour in, jump into the pit lane, and this could be a six-stop race for them. Which, if the tires change, what happened? We just happened. They've gone to the hard tires. So did the 88 Simline rivals racing team go. So hard tires for them. I believe they weren't expecting the soft tires. They just wanted that good start, but now it's just focused on long race, a long strategy, and maybe an hour long. So yes, that's what I know from LMP2s, which they can do. And Monza's really nice on the tires. As what we can say is in real life Formula 1. This year, only one stopper happened at a 60-lap race for Formula 1 car. That's quite extreme. So this track really does not take a lot of tire wear. So hard tires could stay even out longer. It now depends on fuel.
Now watching some racing, they're really trying their hardest to just go and catch up, but there's nothing you can do. This gap is here. Remember, there's, I believe now, 3.5 hours. So PXN Racing can catch up. It is possible, of course, but this may be really hard for them to achieve. Brown GP Endurance having some issues over the turn 2. I don't know what it is, but they seem to be having some issues. Trevor Racing team and Creator Racing are the closest to each other of the race, so we will now be watching them as they may in a few laps fight. Oh, Brown GP having some issues again, as I said. I'm not really sure what it is. They've been don't know what to say about it. Maybe the spec of the car, or maybe the driver is just tired. Now watching Strefa Racing car number 98 P5 on the leaderboard. We can see
What?
over gaps to overtake car attack. So there's nothing. Oh, what happened there? What happened? What car was that even? Was it Legion Racing? Yeah, it was Legion Racing. What? I'm not even sure what happened. Maybe they locked during braking, and maybe Project 81 just slightly hit them. We could see Brown, Project 81 having some tire lockage when we see when they were on the camera. Strefa Racing team P4 now, having 17 lap to Creator Racing. I'm just really excited for the race because during the qualifying we could see drivers' pace being so close to each other, but now we can see on the race feature it's not that close. Now none of the drivers are close to each other, so it's weird. It's weird to say at least.
I believe what's happening in this race is just the mistakes that's toppling up more and more in qualifying. Of course, one mistake and doesn't matter, you can do another lap, but now that you have to bring the consistency home, this could be, as you said, very, very interesting for tomorrow's race. It's just half an hour in, all the cars are scattered across the track, and I definitely will know that for GT3 it will be the same. So basically for the LMP2 we'll just basically need to play dodgems with all the cars on the track, left, right, everywhere. Of course, as rules say, leaving you have to leave a faster car through, but here we see that with lapping your own class there could be an issue. And now, to say the least, imagine LMP2 cars lapping each other, then a GT3 up ahead, and then an LMP2 from behind approaching. It could be just pure chaos, and that is kind of what I like about endurance racing, as you cannot calculate anything.
Not only with that, but also with racing at all. MotoGP, F1, any endurance race, there's nothing that can be promised. So even though we said there may be some close battles, and there are almost none, but we can't really promise you that. We can't really see what will happen during the race. So it's weird, but it's also fascinating about racing. Just one moment can change the other thing around, can flip the table like 5 times. So it is really exciting to be here on every race, even if nothing may happen.
This championship is going to be a big one, and it's just going to be so interesting to see being active here now for the whole season. It's quite an interesting one, but there's a car off at the distance. That is a that car that's gone off is the Sinline Rivals number 77, which looks to me having to go for the runoff area into turn 1. Of course, if you go off into turn 1, you have to follow the arrows going right, left, right, left. If you break them and gain time, the steward can decide if you gain too much time and cut it. But of course, to me it looks like that sometimes they're just having issues under braking towards turn 1 as the car just slightly turns to the left, and sometimes they're just not expected to touch a little bit of grass, but under braking is
Right,
right,
wishes to right
this LMP2
get to the corner.
car. It just does not look to me. Oh,
No, more like this.
me, PXNG Racing. Issues under acceleration. Oh, issues with the rear end are overheating. The rear end, the rear tires are just having issues gripping up on mid corner and just slide through it.
PXN Racing doesn't seem to be. Oh, what is that? What happened now? It's a real issue. We didn't see it, but I believe they went off the corner. It's just incredible to see. As we said, PXN Racing was one of the best in qualifying, and now they seem to be having a lot of issues. Just that P2 isn't even enough hard to even describe. I'm not really sure if they will be able to keep this up. Toyota Racing Esports have 8 Simline rivals. What happened to them? What are they even doing?
Simline, why? Oh, progress.
It was just weird seeing them off the corner like that. But Project 81 seems to be doing better now. With car number 83 just trying to gain the advantage again in the position.
It looks to me that Simline is having issues taking out our lead of the race. This is not what you want. And the stewards are definitely gonna have an eye on that. What is that? What was the thought process behind that? That was quite on the book. Not what you want to do when you're getting lapped. And Simline might definitely get a penalty for that. Not to have a voice here, but that looked to me very dangerous and dirty. And the stewards are not gonna have fun. That was the car number 77 here, position 7. What were they thinking? Were they not looking at mirrors? Was there an issue? The leader drops down 2.5 seconds to P2. Full course yellow. There's a car slow. Jordan GP retires. Progress. Jordan GP retires, but there was a car. Lead the Racing stops on track.
That was a really exciting one to see even. It was just unexpected. It's not what you do. Sometimes when you're being corrupt, you just gotta accept it, and it seemed like Simline rivals weren't having any of it. Maybe they didn't notice they were getting corrupt, or that doesn't even explain anything. GLSP Racing is having some issues. It's just weird, but PXN Racing, their teammates are going in onto the first position. It's so sad to see something like that happen. It's just heartbreaking, I may say. GLS PXN Racing been doing so good, but now they needed to give up their positions because of maybe some issues. Toyota Racing going in the first position with full course yellow ending in 3 seconds.
To remind everyone, we are live here in Monza for round 1 CRL in season 3 endurance. It is a good 18 degrees out on track and 25 degrees road temperature, so those tires might be in good conditions after pit stop. And it's gonna be quite a long one. 3 hours 14 minutes on the session left, 194 minutes for everyone who wants to rather have minutes 10 hours, which kudos to you, can also work. But to what we've been currently seeing, a TLDR for who anyone has joined now or in the past few minutes, GLS PXN Racing was the leading car until an incident with a Simline Rivals car happened to put them very close to P2, and now with a pit stop are down in P3. PXN Racing, who are still in P2, started there and had a good race so far. Kirito Racing, the start of today so far, started down in P5 or P6. I don't remember the numbers. I don't quite remember the number 7 car. Going up into the lead, currently driver of the day favorite for me.
Now with PXN Racing, which is still P2, driving incredibly good after the pit stop. I hope GLS PXN Racing can get their position back, because as I said, it's really just heartbreaking to see. As we said, there is nothing promised during the race, during the motorsports, and as you can see it now, there is nothing promised. You can't really know what is going on. GLS PXN Racing was doing so well, just going in that 10-second gap, I believe. It was just enormous, and now they're in third position, trying to gain their positions back. But I think that will be possible anytime soon.
As right now. Kirito Racing, second Kirito Racing car, the number 888 goes into the pit lane. It says 88 on that, but the 88 is the similar rivals a car in P10. So, with pit stops happening now and being scattered across the board, looking at the timings, we have pit stops, our leader, Kirito Racing 0, but I believe, I'm mistaken my eyes, but it says 3PXN Racing, a car in P2, had 3 pit stops, which I believe is wrong as it's taken them over from qualifying. But, one across the board, but Kirito Racing 0, and one other car, Project 81 also. Notice, what is your thought on the strategy for this 3 hours left?
I believe the strategy must be just keeping focus and keeping your fuel on the spot. The tires aren't that much issue, but the fuel, you need to count how many liters of fuel you need, when you need to refuel it. It's just a lot to think about, but the most that matters is the driver. The driver needs to be sane during the race. In this 4 hours is quite much for a person to drive. So I believe during the last hour there may be some big issues with the drivers and with the consciousness, as we've seen in the PE Daytona race. One of the drivers just fell asleep, so that may be happening to us well. It's just the car is secondary now. The first one is the driver. Of course, the best driver in the world won't achieve something big with the worst car, but I believe you know what I mean.
What do you mean? But now, a car once again, Parabolica Legion Racing. What is going on with them? Their focus has been dropping so far this race. A few mistakes. I say a lot of mistakes. I quite just say that, but Legion Racing just had gotten mistakes over this race. Quite a few, but now going to the pit lane. Their tires where they were on, very soft tires, so I can't imagine what could have happened. The tires were just gone fully into the zeros, while another car that has soft tires is the other Kirito Racing, the 7 car. So we have to see how they take it, but their race looks to be so far. Their last lap was a 137.5, while their best lap was a 136.5. So far only a second down to the fastest lap.
Now it's Straffa Racing, number 89, and we can see Legion Racing going back to the
89,
race after having some issues.
98.
Kirito Racing will take it up very soon. Nixon Racing is close, but not the closest to attack. It is really hard to say GLS Racing going so far. What happened with GLS? They have issues. They have so many issues right now. I don't think they can even regain their pace. As I talked about, just having a small mistake can ruin all your performance. But GLS and Racing seems to be having more than that. It's just hard to say. That was Project 81, car number 83, who has 36-second gap to similar rivals. They're having kind of an alone race, so that is something you don't want to see, don't want to have when you're a driver. And of course, you want to see it when you're on first position, but when you're on second, on sixth, it's already that good. But you know.
Yeah, being alone on track is really always not good. Of course, being a leader, it is good, but just down then, you just see the gap not increasing at all. It just picks up racing. It's just sad to see it. They were a leader. They had the pace. They were absolutely fast. Their fastest lap still stands as the fastest lap overall, which I have to say was the last lap. GLS Racing could be gaining back the gap, the pace. But what is going on? Full course yellow. Someone's off. Someone's off. and it looks to me it was the car number. Who do you think it was?
I have absolutely no clue who it was. But now with a full course yellow, all the drivers are obligated to just go 80 kilometers per hour. It's devastating to see so many mistakes from the drivers not early into the race. On this little track, it's just hard to fit 11 cars, but we'll have almost 40, I believe, during tomorrow's race. So I think there will be a lot of safety car and a lot of incidents coming.
Alright, so full course yellow off, and who's gonna get the time? PXN Racing is very close behind, is going down. So once the timing board updates after the car split up, PXN Racing gains a second onto Kirito Racing after the full course yellow. Incredible! Kirito has completely messed it up. They have lost a second, maybe it's not fast right now, but the corner they were probably in also didn't help. So now it's all or never for PXN Racing to gain the lead. But it's gonna be nearly over fast. My stint will be over in 5 minutes. Lotus as well, and you will be joined by Camille. I'm sorry if I butchered it. Camille Adamsich. So he'll be on for the next hour, and from then on he'll keep you posted. But for the next 5 minutes, it's still gonna be me and Lotus keeping you here for this race. Side by side action with the back marker, Slimline with the back marker there. Other way round, Slimline being the back marker from, I believe that's it's straight Kirito Racing, the leader. I'm pointing spray, it's not of that. Kirito having gotten that leader, but that back marker, but now it's PXN Racing having to lap as well. As no, it does not go well at all! It does go well, contact between the two, which sends PXN Racing a little bit off the time, and it's down 1.2 seconds, and it's not known at all for PXN Racing, as my stint is coming to an end, so we'll be joined by Camille, which I hopefully will be for the next free time, an hour or hopefully for the next race, but that will be discussed by the producers. I was Captain Foxy, Lotus was with me in the commentary booth, and I will see you all for the race start tomorrow. Come on, Gunner, take it away.
Hello everyone, my name is Camille. As you probably remember me from last season, right now I'm taking the race here. And what can we see right now is the P2, PXN Racing versus Kirito Racing, as it is the fight for the lead. Right now, I'm the only one commentator here. I don't see guys swappy or anything. It's really effective in Martin commentating Thank you. The first time we commented in English, last season we and for now, only 4 steps, and it's racing at the Kirito Racing Esports fighting each other for the first night. Definitely on this stage. What do we have here? Slimline because we see 1 minute and 32 any kind of and just we have a contact and still racing. Kirito Racing Esports, they have made contact. And they lost their lead right now. We have PXN Racing for the lead, and they are running away. They're trying to run away from the rivals from Kirito Racing Esports. Right now, 1 second speed lead. Okay, everyone, if you have any question or anything, just like your chat and conversation. And Kirito Racing Esports is also right now themselves and they need to repair their car after a huge contact with the first place. From now on, GLS for the fifth place and the second Sealine racing and the Sealine Riders racing right now are closed. So now on what can we talk about? Taking our race. There are a lot of gaps between all the cars. Laps quite huge, 11 seconds. The GLS behind 24 seconds. Strefa racing behind GLS. And from now on we have no fight on the track. Sports yesterday we had a huge fight. It was the Mike Tyson and the fight was yesterday's fight. What do you think about Formula 1? And for now, Project 81 is in the pit box and they are already taking their own launch. We will have a small break. We will have 2 minutes of silence to help me to keep in touch with everything.
Connected. Microphone muted.
I'm back now also racing beating also they are working for the first and now we are driving with Legion racing. The fastest straight that we have on the track. These cars can get over 240 from now on, you guys, if you want to try something on the track, yes, if it's quite high, can talk a bit louder, or maybe I will competition here. Kirito Racing Esports. On the 6th place, the car number 88 wants to overtake the car number 708, and we will have a fight here. Right now, they are hitting themselves in the chicane. Then,
This was like really
Kirito
quiet.
wants to go. They are going side by side from now, and Kirito is finalizing the attack. Are they going to finalize it? No. We lost the view of the fight. We lost the view.
I'm saying,
I
I thought
really
this
want to
was
see this fight. Hello.
feels nice.
Into the wall, and they are for sure they have the car damaged. Oh no, I'm not sure.
The way he says it.
You can just type it on the chat and tell me whose fault was that. Who do you think was in the fault in this situation? And we are going side by side. Strefas and the Simline Racing. They are fighting for 6th place, and Strefa has cut the chicane of the turn 2. And right now they gained an advantage. So maybe we will see some report on it. We are waiting after the race. First place, XN Racing. GLS, XN Racing are right now in the first place, and they are, I can say, they are right now the fastest people on the track. What I can tell you more for now. I'm here alone. If you are willing to talk about something, it has got some topics that you want to discuss. Any questions, I'm free to answer all of that. Maybe
User disconnected from your channel.
if any question, anything else, they are going through Ascari, chickens, and they are heading themselves to the Parabolica, one of the most famous turns. And they are heading themselves to the finish line. From now on, XM on Parabolica, we can see them on the view and the sound is beautiful. We heard this beautiful engine, and the Strefa Racing spun the chicane going under. Lesmo has killed Simline Racing, and they are right now in the grabber, and they drop down to P8. What's going on in this race? Verstappen can finish first and can be a next world champion again if he outsmarts Lando Norris. If he gets more than 3 points than Lando Norris, Max Verstappen will be next and fourth time world Formula 1 world champion. What can do Lando Norris? Lando Norris needs to wait if he gain more points than Max Verstappen. Also, win a race, and on the track we have the fight for P11. No, there was blue flags. I hope for some fun racing. The next round in Formula 1, Qatar, and the final race in Abu Dhabi, where we will find out and see probably the world champion. What do you think? Max Verstappen will finish first in the championship this weekend? The Brazil race
What's that?
something right now Alpine jumps up in the Constructors' Championship. Alpine is in sixth place and they have 3 races to stay in the race. Is it possible? Not. We'll see. And of course once more McLaren versus Ferrari versus Red Bull Racing. Very good fight. McLaren 593 points, Ferrari 557 points, and 500 points. Will be able to pick up the Champions League? Will be? I think this year.
Alright. Hello? Yep.
Seconds behind the victory expert, and behind them is another Philip Racing 88, and they are fighting for the gold. Something makes news. One of these teams will success on the podium. What's more, on the 6th place, Alfa Racing GP Endurance, one lap behind them, and Project A1 54 seconds behind them. Zero laps, and the last team line riders. The only winner of the race is Jordan Staging. The leader gained nothing oh no, but our leaders got out on the chicane and they really made contact with Kirito Racing Esports. What happened there? Huge impact. It was a really huge accident.
is likely darkly better to out any other cars. What's reason I don't understand it, but our leaders spun out in second GLS car number 42 has not the chance right now to gain from the leader and to fight for the lead. It's getting quite interesting with this model, probably remember still 2 hours for the lead. You can't.
Sorry about that, I need to do a phone call for work. This person is
Very quiet. 1, 2, 3. I can make it like it's 100% right now. We are driving to GLS XM Racing 41 and the camera can change it to this racing car number 98.
what about alright. Okay.
Small intelligence and we can make items
Oh shit. And everyone's buzzing today.
think a big entrance to
Is he talking?
Break.
I think this guy talks softer than me. Because jeez. Even then I have a little booster. Almost. Alright. Just a sec. That's always weird, isn't it? Oh, look, they have music to sides. Fast.
User entered your channel. User disconnected from your channel.
Vabbè. Huh, wow. Perfect. Well, let's have a look at some things. No, 11. No, it's not.